Hey everyone, Pioneergirl08 here. Hope y'all are having an amazing, fun, and safe day. So this week I am trying the Stereotype challenge where you create a sim uh, based on stereotypes that you have dealt with in your life. Uh, and I don't remember who it is that recommended or started this challenge. I'd have to see if I have it in my notes somewhere. Somebody in my Twitter suggested that I give this a try, so I figured I would. This is actually my second full attempt at trying to voice over the video, not counting all the other little starts and stops. I tried doing it last night and it just was discombobulated and disconjointed, or maybe those two are supposed to be reversed. I don't know. And I was trying to talk through each individual thing that I was doing, and so I decided to just give it a rest and start afresh this morning. So hopefully this voiceover goes a little bit better than yesterday's does. So here is, as you might be able to see, Harmony Grayson. I just randomized her name. Yeah, that's all I ever do. I just randomize names most of the time. And so she's she's kind of based on me for the most part. I didn't get super picky about her features and everything. But I did make her kind of on the overweight side. I'll just say it. Okay, there's no nice way, no pretty way to say it. I just made her on the overweight side, and then her, I can't think of the word. I want to say fitness, but I don't think that's what that slider does. But basically, her muscular level is very low. I don't know that mine is super low, but I'm not the most fit person in the world. But I am on the heavier side, to be nice about it. No, and then the traits that I chose for her, which I don't remember now exactly which traits I ended up using in the end, but I kind of went back and forth between four of them. There was the lazy trait, the snobbish trait, the slob trait, and then the outgoing trait, and five, cheerful. And so I don't know what I picked in the. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't remember my end choosing. The cheerful and the outgoing has to do with kind of things that IRL friends have said, in terms of whether or not they think I'm a people person or not, and all that. And yesterday I actually went into kind of a bit of a story about things that they've said to me when I was looking for work and stuff. But I think a lot of people that should know me, it's kind of funny, they should know me, they're my IRL friends, people that I've known for years, have tend to think that I would be my happiest trying to, kind of working up front around people, being around people a lot, and, just kind of, anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, just kind of being out front in front of people all the time, and are somewhat flabbergasted when I insist that I'm not necessarily the happiest in that position. I actually do my best work when I'm behind the scenes type of person. That's what I like doing. I like to just work behind the scenes and do my own thing. But anyway, the cheerful, and then the cheerful trait also kind of for the same reasons. I think people kind of look at how I act in front of other people, and they see me as this this bubbly, happy, social butterfly type of person because of how I can be when I'm in front of people. And I don't think many people realize that that's somewhat, not completely, but somewhat of, I want to say maybe not so much an act, but kind of somewhat forced a little bit. So, because there's the whole another side of me that can be quite gloomy and, kind of pessimistic, but, nobody wants to see or deal with gloomy or pessimistic. Everybody wants you to be happy and cheerful and smiling, and so I think that's the face that, people like me and, and others like me, we kind of put on that cheerful, happy, smiley face all the time for people, because that's, and oh, everything's wonderful and happy days to you and so on and so forth. And that may not be what we're feeling inside. Sometimes we're just like, we're just kind of doing stuff because it's expected, not because that's necessarily how we feel at the moment. And it's not to say we never feel that way. Sometimes we do feel the way that we portray things online, the way we put things, when we're saying, happy Friday, how are you, blah, 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 and being all smiley and happy and cute GIFs and all that. And sometimes that is how we feel. Sometimes we are happy and it's a good day, but other days it's kind of like we're putting it up because, well, yeah, the world doesn't care that you're having one of your grumpy, gloomy, I really want to be left alone days. But I think people kind of think, I have friends that think that about me, that they see me as this bubbly, cheerful, happy person all the time, and I'm not. I'm not always like that. So that's kind of the ones that I went with. And then the lazy and the slob. The lazy was just, had to do with a stereotype that I think people have had. Mostly I've had this come from attitudes of like this come from family more than anything else, that that I'm on the lazy side, and I think they think that because I am on the heavier side, that and unable to do all these different, unable to do a lot, and get tired out easily, that that I'm this lazy person that just wants to lay around in bed all day and not do anything. I think even sometimes immediate family, like in my own household, sometimes gets this idea that I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay around all day and just never lift a finger, and that's not 100% true. Okay, it's just not. I mean, I do like to I do things. I'd love to be able to. I used to ride do things like ride my bike or take long walks all the time, growing up and even into adulthood. I loved it. I loved taking hikes and things like that, but I can't do that kind of stuff anymore. And I think people kind of look at that as being lazy because I can't do that. Well, anyway, like I said, it's not. To me, it's not that I'm deliberately just a lazy person. It's just I physically cannot do those things. Another thing, and this is totally off topic, I used to enjoy going camping. I used to love to camp, and I don't know why people seem to think, and not so much like specific people, and not even a lot of people, but I think it surprises people that I would love to go camping. And I don't mean glamping. I don't mean camping and bring everything but the kitchen sink. I don't mean going camping and bringing, a container full of your makeup. I mean full on camping. Just the bare necessities, camping. And I haven't done anything like that in years. It seems like every time I haven't gone camping in any fashion in years as it is. And even then it was kind of like the glamping that I described earlier. One camping trip I went on, somebody actually did bring a camping sink. Believe it or not, they actually, had a camping sink, and they brought that, which you can get them. They are available at, at various camping stores, and stuff like that. And then and there was another group of people that had brought their makeup, and yeah, I won't get into all that. That's kind of a long story, but I think it kind of amazes people that I enjoy camping as much as I do. That I am, even though I was born and raised in the city, I am a bit of a country girl, somewhat, not 100%, but somewhat of a country girl at heart. I like the country. I like being out away from the city, and I think that may surprise people that would be true about me. Another thing that I kind of I've run into in the past, it's kind of comical, and I don't know that it specifically is it's not really a stereotype per se, but it's just this perception, and maybe that's more what all this is a perception, because I don't really have many stereotypes that I deal with, other than maybe my size, but most of them are preperceptions that people have of me, just based on I don't know, my looks, maybe the way I talk, I don't know. Um, I've had this perception that people expect me to be easily offended. I've had people maybe say something and then kind of give these sidelong glances at me that they're worried that I'm going to get offended by what they said. And as long as it's not hurtful in any way, and as long as it's not as long as it's known to be a joke and all in good fun and nobody's getting hurt by it, I am not easily offended. I'm not offended by rude, crude, dirty, off-colored jokes. I'm not. But I've had people that were kind of like concerned that I might be. So if I have time for like a couple. I think I'm getting close to the end, so I don't know if I have time for the little funny stories in regards to that. So I may just leave that out. And besides, it doesn't really matter. The clothing style I was going with here was, it was hard for me to put stereotypes and perceptions and things like that into clothing. I really didn't really have a good way to do that. I kind of struggled with that one, but I did kind of go with long skirts and long sleeve shirts, and then of course the head covering, which is not really the head covering I would actually, if I had CC, which I don't really want to deal with CC. I mean, I think it's great, and I think the CC creators are wonderful people. I just don't know that I want to deal with it in my game, because I have enough trouble with trying to choose stuff with just what's in my actual game and packs. So, and there's only rarely that I have run into a situation where, man, I wish I had this in CC, and so it's not really worth it to me to get like a bunch of CC just for the one or two times like this where I can't find the head covering I want. This was the closest I could find to a head covering that really was kind of the type of head covering that I might wear as a Jewish woman. And I think some women might wear that type of head covering, but it's not really the one that I myself wore years ago. But anyway, where was I? So the clothing is, like I said, kind of more on the conservative side, I guess you'd say, although the skirt has some prints on it. Long sleeve, long dress, tucked in, head covering and all that. I do dress, I want to say moderately. I can't think of the word. Moderately comes to mind, and I don't think that's the word I want. But like for example, I will wear shorts going out, but I do wear them long, like pretty much to the knees. I will not go out in public wearing like short shorts. I won't go out in public wearing like tank tops and things like that. But I will wear short sleeves. I will wear t-shirts. I have a head covering that I wear whenever I go out to the store or whatever, but it's a totally different one than this, and that's another one that's not in game anywhere. In my other Sim Self one, I did like a knitted cap because it was the only thing I could find that even halfway was halfway like the one that I would wear now. And I really have no idea how to describe that hat. It's kind of a loose knit type of thing, and it's almost like a beret style, but like a soft, really super soft knitted beret style that I wear nowadays. So yeah, this is the clothing that I kind of decided to go with. So that's I think we're kind of getting hopefully close to the end here, because I'm kind of running out of things to say, but not enough to stop and try to deal with putting any music in and letting you guys listen to the lovely background music that I try to choose for the videos. And then I also did another video that will be coming out on Wednesday, and that is basically a house that's kind of designed for Harmony Grayson here. So here's Harmony Grayson. So I hope you liked my little attempt at the stereotype challenge. I will be back on Wednesday for the build portion. And if you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch y'all later. Goodbye.